Hello everybody, how are you doing today? So we have a pretty large unboxing for you today. Also real quick, I want to remind everyone we do still have our giveaway going on, our modded Maylong giveaway. It's going to have magnets added, UV coating, and a premium lube setup. We'll see what else we might do to it, but that's it for now. I just want to remind everyone that is still going on. Like, subscribe, and comment if you'd like to enter. And again, this one, I haven't received a lot of the supplies I need, like the magnets and the glue, to actually do this properly. So I'm probably going to extend that giveaway for another week. So you have a full another week to get in on this, because it's going to take me that long to finish the process. But good luck to everyone, and let's get to our unboxing. So this is a pretty exciting unboxing because I have, first of all, like I said, a pretty large package from the cubicle. I was surprised this one didn't come in a box, honestly. Good thing I brought skizzers. Maybe I need them. Oh, that was so easy. Look at that. Oh, my magnets came. So there's one of the problems solved. We got some FZ calm. I was just getting low. But to the cubes, we got, so I really liked the Moyu 20 magnet WRM V9. So I ordered a second because I'm thinking this is going to be my new main. But I also ordered the 20 magnet YS3M. So we're going to get to compare those a little bit. So we have the 20 magnet WRM, 20 magnet YS3M. So those are going to be really exciting to kind of open up and compare. And then we also have, which I just received, is the special edition WRM from QiYi shop. So we'll be able to compare all of these cubes, see what the difference is. Got a little extra 2x2. Let's see. Oh, I got some more blank center caps. I just like them. I've gone with so many stickers on so many logos and whatnot. And I got one for the RS3M as well. I've gone with so many logos and so many stickers for so long that I just kind of felt like going the opposite way and going with blank center caps. And then also an RS3M V5 Dual Compression with the robot. Beep bop, beep bop. So yeah, that's what we have today. Let's get into it. I got some great cubes to unbox. I'm really excited about these 20 magnet core ones. Let's get into these cheaper ones first. We have the QiYi QiDi S2 carbon fiber. So I'm guessing this is going to be on the more budget end. I've felt this cube before, and it's actually, it reminds me a lot of like a Maylong or something. Just that non-magnetic feel. It feels nice. It actually turns pretty well. I don't think the corner cutting is going to be. I mean, well, it's actually not bad. It's not quite 45, but it is corner cutting, and you can see there's a little bit of lube from the factory actually. Yeah, there definitely is. So it actually feels pretty nice out of the box. It needs to be tightened a little bit. Like I will say, it's pretty quick. And with no magnets, you want to control that a little bit more. Yeah, if you had magnets in here, you could probably get away with it being this loose. And then that's also what's probably attributing to the good corner cutting right now, is that it's somewhat loose. So yeah, with a little adjustment, again, it's not going to require much lube or anything. You put a little lube in there to control that speed also if you want to keep your corner cutting higher up, but I don't think you're necessarily going to need it so much. I mean, I'm able to execute a J-perm pretty easily, T-perm. Yeah, it's like an overall, I mean, it's a budget puzzle. It feels like it. But this is the very, very similar to the 3x3. This is just like our giveaway cube. And the giveaway, I will say the 3x3 feels a little more premium just because, I don't know, this just has so few pieces that, I don't know, with no magnets and whatnot, it just was one of those cubes that, like I said, it just feels a little bit budget, but it could be improved, and that's where I'll probably add magnets to this. and really get that premium feeling going. Because again, with some magnets and a little control, this thing would actually probably perform really nice. I just think it's a little loose and a little bit, and again, because there's no magnets, it's not gonna like line up very well. But that's my take on the QiYi carbon fiber sticker version. Very cool cube. Like I said, I've cubed on one before, and it actually turned really nice. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of like dialing in, and obviously I will make videos on how to do that, and I'll let everyone know what I do if I do customize this at all. But again, this is really the little brother or little sister, whatever you want to call it, of the 3x3. Yeah, so now let's get into our RS3M V5 Dual Compression. So I've opened a few of these. A lot of people know I really like this cube. Like I have it right here, my personal one that I've had for a long time, and I wanted a backup. Anything that I really like, I usually buy a backup of, just because if for any reason something happened, then I would have another one. This is interesting though. I've never gotten one of their like kind of budget cubes in the robot before. This is the first one. So it comes with, and let's see, first cube I was gonna think, did I not go over what it comes with? But this doesn't come with anything. It comes with a pamphlet on how to solve it, and that's it. But this comes with your robot. It comes with, because we have dual compression in this one, it does come with your extra dual compression cup. It comes with your adjustment tool, and it comes with your screwdriver. Set that all here. And then it just comes with a little solving guide as well. And I think it's funny, they keep including these little case tutorials for the case that it does not come with. This is the case that's like for the old RS3M or WRM, all the old MOU cases. But yeah, I think it's funny they keep including those, even though that's not what they give you. It's definitely not what this robot is. The robot is something very different. But yeah, let's actually open it and feel the cube. That's what I'm interested in. That's one of the reasons I do the standard. Oh, I forgot this is taped. All kinds of these new features, maglev, all this stuff came along, and so I never really tried a lot of the RS3M Super for a long time in the 2022. Like a lot of the like really good cubes that were also considered budget cubes I didn't try because I was so busy trying all these other new cubes. There were so many releases in the last 2 years. But this was the first, man, this feels good. Oh man. But yeah, this is one of the first like matte finish kind of standard cubes that I ever tried. And I fell in love instantly. It made me reappreciate matte finish. I just, for some reason on this cube with it being so light, I love that feeling. Okay, I UV coated one of these for a giveaway, and it came out beautiful. But I still haven't UV coated my own because I don't know if I would like it better. I've used it so much that the matte finish has worn down to where it's just pretty much glossy plastic at this point. So I don't know that UV coating would even be all that much different or better at this point. But yeah, I'm still on the fence. I'm still going through whether I'm going to do that one or not. But this cube feels amazing out of the box. Like I said, it comes with very minimal extras. The robot was just kind of overkill. It's cool, but I mean, it's not necessary. But yeah, this, like I said, I have 3 of them now. So like I usually make up little like scenarios where they're kind of like hanging out, or they're like battling, or they're just like having a Coke together. Hey, you want a drink? Like, but yeah, the robots all have personalities at my house. But the cube itself though feels amazing. Like I said, and this one, I don't know if I can actually feel the difference or if it's just my imagination, but I feel like I can feel the extra like 1 gram that the compression cups and whatnot or something adds, because it feels just ever so slightly heavier than, and I can weigh it and see what it weighs, but it feels ever so slightly heavier than when the standard did coming out of the box. Because I've unboxed quite a few standard RS3M V5s at this point. So it's 69.66. Let's see, I actually have a standard right here. Here it is. That one's unopened. But let's see what the standard is, because I truly, I don't know that there's any other big difference besides that, but I know I can feel a difference in the weight. Yeah, 66. 0.6. So there is a 3 gram difference. I don't know why. This is the standard right out of the box. This is actually like our giveaway cube I need to send out. But just out of curiosity, I want to know what those weights compare to. And this is, again, 69.6. It's exactly 3 grams heavier. I could feel it. I really could. And it's kind of a good feeling because it still has a very, I mean, anything under 70 grams has a very nice light feeling. It turns really easily. It's so effortless. And that's where like a little bit of like maybe a little bit of weight 5 or some angstrom in the core or on the tracks, and just like maybe a drop or two of FC Rush or DNM or something, and you'd be fine. I mean, this takes very little setup is my point. Like just the littlest bit of lube, even just maybe some FC Calm on its own, just a couple drops would probably do it. Yeah, this thing feels great. It's super light, has that really airy feeling. I've done no adjustments, nothing to this. This is just out of the box. It's so fast. I mean, let's see what we can get. So there's, oh, that was almost, it's pretty much a U3.5, U3, which that's pretty good for a standard with no no magnetic core or anything pushing it, no edge repelling magnets, none of that. That's pretty good. One thing I want to say too is I'll be doing videos on how to mod these. So like I said, I really love this cube. It's one of my favorites that, you know, out there. And they do sell a ball core kit for RS3 cubes. So I bought a few of them. I bought a couple for WRMs and YS3Ms also, and I'm going to be adding ball cores to all of my standard cubes. So keep an eye out for that video. If you'd look to see how to ball core your own cube, we're going to go ahead and do that. But not today. Today we're just unboxing. But again, this RS3M V5, it's lightning fast. It's great out of the box. That's my biggest thing is, when you take it out of the box, most of the time I don't like giving an opinion so much because it's not how it's going to feel when I'm done setting it up, and it's not going to be an accurate representation of what the cube actually feels like. But this cube, just like I said, all you need is a little bit of lube just to kind of cushion and slow it just a little bit, and it's probably in that sweet spot already. Like, it just feels so easy to turn. Let's see, is the corner, oh, so it is very tight, I will say. Like, it's not very loose. Let's go ahead and loosen this, because I know the corner cutting on these are actually great. At least every one I've had before. I don't know why this one would be different. So just even there, like, oh, and that's also a thing, like, I believe truly that maglev increases corner cutting slightly. I'm not saying it's better, I'm not saying anything else, I'm just saying that it does make the spring can't compress. Like, the metal at some point is going to meet each other and it won't be able to compress anymore, where the magnets can compress until they touch, and I feel like that there's a little bit of more room for them to move. It's just a theory that I have about magnets and maglev and whatnot, but I believe that there's a little more space for the magnets to move inside the cube, so that's why I think that it gives us a slight edge in corner cutting, but it also increases speed and does a lot of other things. So, but that's also something I remembered about this, is all of my cubes have been magleved, so that might be why they have such better corner cutting. But with a little bit of loosening, now we're at 45, and it's corner cutting just fine. And I've only done one side. It'll help when all of them are even. All right, we're just giving each side about a half turn. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, just loosening each side just a little bit, because again, doing just one side will help a little bit, but doing each side is going to give it more even tension around the whole thing. All right, let's see. I can feel that one's lower. So that's the way I check mine, is I always feel the screwed up with my fingers, because I always feel like it's just slightly, like I'll think I turn them all the same, and then I go to feel it, and one feels, you can definitely feel when they're lower or not. So yeah, that makes this cube feel very nice. Also, one thing that I overlook a lot of times is adding the center caps does add just like a slight bit of rigidity back to your cube. Like when you start cubing with it, after loosening it with the caps off. It'll feel a little bit looser, and then when you add your caps back on, it definitely helps a little bit. So that will increase the corner cutting, but as you can see, it's over rotating a little bit. So that's where lubing and setup is going to come in. So that's where, like I said, my initial opinion is out of the box, this cube was great. But like once I started messing with it and changing the tensions and everything, now it's going to need a little bit more setup to get it appropriate for my turning. But yeah, that's one thing I really like about this cube, is you could really just take it out and cube with it. There's no, you know, I obviously like to customize things a lot, but that's not necessary for everyone. So there you go. There's the RS3M V5 Dual Compression, not the standard for once. I've gotten a lot of standard cubes, and I wanted to get a different one. So let's get into the more exciting ones. So real quick, I'm just going to point out we got FC Calm. This is what I was talking about, like a few drops of this. At first, it usually feels really fast, but it does kind of like almost dehydrate. It like thickens up a little bit. It kind of gums up just ever so slightly. So you add a little bit and give it a little bit of time, and it actually will make your cube soften and slow up just a bit. And again, obviously we have our magnets and our glue, this is going to go towards the giveaway cube. And I actually have I have more magnets and more coming from QiYi Cube Shop from China. That's the package I'm really waiting for. It's just that one takes a little bit longer to get here. But let's keep going. So I saved kind of the best for last. So let's do the special edition. Let's get that out of the way. The special edition WRM. So this is the QiYi Cube Shop edition. The no edge repelling magnets, no maglev. This has been the detect version. Let's go ahead and open her up here. And this is something that the same thing I said about the RS3M V5, I will say about this cube. Like, even being right out of the box, it doesn't over rotate. It's not too fast. And because it has magnets and it's you know, it got a ball core and everything, it feels a little more stable. And when you rotate, it seems to want to stop on the 90-degree pretty well. Again, there's not all the other intense magnetization going on. It just has its corner to core and piece to piece. But it does like have a very distinct stop at the 90-degree mark, which is important because then your cube stays aligned. And this was my biggest thing about this cube, where I've opened one of the 20 magnet WRMs before, and it was almost just uncontrollable out of the box. And that's why I bring this up, is that this cube is just about perfect. Like, no lube, no nothing. You can pretty much just start spamming on it. It's a little bit fast because it's so dry, but you can absolutely, you could absolutely cube with this right out of the box. And that's something I think that a lot of people were looking for after the V9 Ball Core UV edition came out, which I do have right here. The one that has the teal internals, and everyone thought was just kind of a little too fast. The magnet pull is just very strong from the core and just from everywhere. It has a very like snappy magnetic turn. But yeah, that's this cube, the special edition. It was essentially made to combat all of the problems that people were complaining about with the original Ball Core UV. And I will say they did a really good job because, like, again, with no maglev and no edge repelling magnets, it's not so fast and crazy. And like I said, you can just cube right out of the box now. Where that one was another cube. Oh, I got a corner twist. Interesting. So maybe I need to tighten it a bit because, like I said, this is just out of the box. So, but it's very user-friendly. I know that's probably like a bad representation that I got a corner twist, but it really does have a really nice, like, plush feeling right out of the box. It's a little sandy, a little dry feeling, but that'll go away really quick with just, like, again, a little bit of FC Calm. And that's where I would just put, like, a couple drops in, like, this corner and like right onto the footing, but from this angle. And then same thing like in this corner, and then flip it and do like two corners in here. And that's That's about like, and 1 drop each. I mean, I've watched a lot of videos on people over lubing their cubes, and and I just had to go through my entire collection and clean them out, because when you're a beginner, you need to slow cubes down a lot more for them to be usable for you. When you're getting a little bit better, you want your cubes fast so they can keep up with your performance. And so I found that, did it again. So that's something to note. You just watch 2 corner twists. I mean, they're both on a J-perm where it's my finger pulling this piece over that at a funny angle or something that's making the piece turn. But something to note. I mean, I'm going to be fair and objective about my review here. But I love this cube, though. I've never had this problem ever before, so I'm going to kind of see what I can do. Again, once I adjust it a little bit, too, I haven't put any adjustment into this or lube or anything. Like, it's pretty loose out of the box. That's pretty, and I definitely would like it a little tighter than that. And then let's real quick go through the accessory box. As always, because it's the QiYi version, you get your QiYi logo, which I'm going to put that on for sure. And then you get your standard MOU stuff, which is your pamphlet, which is like huge. It takes up most of the room. Again, with the stand that does not exist or does not come with the MOU products anymore. And then all of the little blue pieces. You have your adjustment tools, you have your extra compression cup, you have your screwdrivers, all of the same garbage that comes with all the rest. I mean, don't get me wrong, they come in handy, but it's a lot of stuff. And so let's put all this back. Don't need any of this. God, this pamphlet's so big it almost doesn't fit back in the box. But anyways, this cube, though, my whole point with this cube, though, is it's so user-friendly right out of the box. That's the takeaway from this, is it is a cube that you can cube with right away. It doesn't take a bunch of setup. Like I said, I want to set mine up a little bit more, but like, again, push came to shove, you could absolutely cube with this right now. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I'm surprised that I'm even able to control it like right out of the box like this. Yeah, so has a really nice snap to it. Like feels very snappy and responsive, very quick, but not overly fast, like where it's gonna over rotate. You can see, like, that's what I'm talking about. When you do a flick, it pretty much, Cameo, go ahead, get out of here, keep going. Keep going. So this is what I meant though. Like when you turn it, it stops at 90 degrees. It's not trying to overrotate. It's not trying to do too much. It's not trying to, yeah. It's just that's kind of what I really like. Like again, right out of the box, it's not like zipping. I mean, you can do a U2, but it's still, you see, it still stops at the 90 degree. That's a huge thing for me. Like, I mean, again, maybe not every time, but like if it's pretty good at still retaining its cube shape is my point, even without all those extra features. There's so many different versions of the WRM V9 at this point that it's so hard to know what is the best one, what's one that's going to fit your turning style. That's why I've tried to get them all, and I'm even going to do a whole comparison video just comparing all the WRM V9s, everything from the standard all the way up to the 20 magnet ball core. And I'm going to give my honest opinion about them all. I'm going to give my honest opinion about how I feel they were out of the box, how much setup they take, everything. That way, hopefully, people can make a somewhat informed decision, because I know that's not an easy thing with how many cubes there are out right now. Every place you look, everyone everywhere says it's oh, they're great cubes, they're the best, they're this, that. But is it better than the one you had before, or is it worth buying? Those are the questions that you really want to answer, and a lot of people won't tell you that because they want to sell you the cube. So I'm going to give a very straightforward, very objective opinion. Let's get to our next cube, though. So now we have the 20 magnet WRM. So this is going to be, and this is kind of, I think, going to prove my point about how nice and user-friendly the special edition is out of the box. And anyone that likes and is thinking about getting that special edition, just remember it is sold out and discontinued at the Cubicle and Speed Cube Shop. I think the QiYi Cube Shop is the only place that still has them in stock, and their numbers are going down. There was like over 1,000, and now it's like 9 or 800 or something like that. So just FYI, if you're interested in that cube, there's not a lot left. So I just wanted to warn you guys, just before you try to go buy it and then there's none left or something. That'd be a bummer. So here is the 20 magnet. You have, what is it? 20. The only thing I can read right there is 20. And then a bunch, I'm guessing it says 20 magnet, ball core or something like that. And your features are all listed here, which again, I can't read. Same out-of-date WCA times. Sorry, I was just kind of inspecting the box. I didn't inspect the box very closely when I first opened it. Very cool though, like a lot of, you know, like iridescence and a lot of like, almost like a foil or like a metallic. Very cool. Like you can see the shine. Very cool looking. And I imagine, because the YS3M is all like holographic looking, so I imagine that one's gonna be very cool too. So opening this up, our accessories, it comes with the new MoU tool, not the just standard screwdriver, which is kind of nice to be honest, because the adjustment tool is on there, your screwdriver is on there. So instead of a whole box full of stuff, like of little pieces and stuff you could lose, it's pretty much just your this, which is still a waste, but for some people it might not be. Some people, they might actually like, hey, I need that to help me solve it. So, but it all actually fits back in, where with all that other junk it didn't, and this thing just fits in nicely and just kind of does its thing. Which, so I don't know, I'm a fan of the new tool. I'm gonna be honest. I like that they're keeping it all like consolidated on one tool. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. It's so funny. I still watch people have problems opening these. So for anyone watching, make sure the curve of this piece is going up, and you want your thumb to be curved the same way as that curve. So if it's curved up, you want your thumb going up. If you go this way, it's pointed down, and your thumb is not going to do anything. So when you want to squeeze it, it's going to squeeze the inside parts in and let the top come off. So there's a quick little MoU hack for you guys. All right, let's get this bad boy open. This is always the funnest part, right? Come on! It's not really that hard. It's really like vacuum sealed in. Like, you know, I almost had a vacuum. It was pulling so tight. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is exactly what So this is exactly what I was thinking. Don't get me wrong, this thing feels amazing out of the box. You have to really lighten your turning because these magnets are very aggressive. It's interesting because this cube becomes almost more like the original as far as the magnetization feel, but it feels lighter and easier to turn. It feels like it takes almost zero effort to move the pieces, and they still feel like they're moving a little bit on their own, but it doesn't, because I don't know, because you lighten up your turning styles so much to turn it. It feels kind of pleasant. Where the ball core UV one, it just felt like the pieces were heavy comparatively. Again, not a heavy cube. These are on the smaller side, on the lighter side. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe with a little bit of lube and whatnot, that'll change. But yeah, very, very fast. I mean, crazy fast. I'm just kind of feeling how it feels here. Very much wants to turn on its own. You can see how small those little flicks are. Very sandy and dry. You can see, like, even when it wants to over rotate, those magnets pull it back into place. It's funny because I feel like the D layer gives a better representation because gravity is not pushing down on it. Like this has, you know, the U layer is going to for sure have more friction, and you can hear it, you can feel it, everything. Where the D layer, I feel like because it's hanging, it gives you a little bit better representation of how that turning really looks. Where like even the smallest flick it would go past 90 degrees if it didn't have such a good magnetic pull. But it stops it and corrects and gets it auto aligned, which is, I just feel like that shows off the auto alignment, I guess I should say, the best. But yeah, very, very nice cube. Again, this one feels like it doesn't feel like, gosh, I just said that the SE, the Special Edition, you know, is good out of the box, which it really is. It's like perfect. This one, it's not as like perfect out of the box. Like I said, it's just usable. But I think it's a little fast. Like, I really think this could benefit from some lube. Let's drop some FC Calm in it right now just to see. And this is why I saved the YS3M for last on purpose. But this is, I really, really am excited about that cube, because if it does to the YS3M what the 20 magnet core and everything has done for the WRM, it's going to be a very good puzzle. So I just put in one drop, again, in 2 corners on top, 2 corners on bottom. This stuff is really amazing. Because again, you'd think because it's so low viscosity, so thin and watery, that it would not give you a very cushiony or slow down your cube much, but it really does. Like, this thing is already slowed down quite a bit. Still, you can see it's a little fast still. Like, it's beating my hands in the rotation. Interesting. But yeah, so out of the box, this thing is a little fast, I will be honest. It needs to be probably tensioned. All the tensions look pretty nice. That's about where I like it. I will say, like, when I start turning on it, that's why I was saying, like, I had another one and I swear it came at like a different tension level, because it was not this user-friendly out of the box. I want to say it was looser, and it was out of control fast. Or this one, it still is out of control fast, but it needed a little lube and stuff. But I don't know that I have to tension it a lot more. I think a little bit, like, just maybe a little, do my angstrom setup in one edge piece, and I think I'd be like perfect here. So yeah, that's the WRM V9 20 magnet. Sorry, I'm just trying to really get a feel for this thing, because it's really nice. Again, this one feels better out of the box than my other one did. Like I said, I don't know if they just got the tension closer to being correct, but it turns effortlessly. That's the thing that I like about these 20 magnet core versions, is the turning, to do, you know, these little turns, these finger tricks and stuff. It's so easy because it's so little resistance. And that's where, like, you'd think that I would like the standard ball core UV one, because also the magnets were also very strong and nice. But I don't know, something about that special edition is like a sweet spot for me. And this was like the next best one I could find, I guess, but put it that way. This and the special edition are always in like a head-to-head battle at the moment for my main, because this one turns so easily, and I just have to get used to how quick it is. And I think with a little bit of practice, I can do that. Where the special edition, I'm already kind of like, I already got a feel for it, and I know. I really like the way this one, like, because that lube's getting broken in. It's really starting to feel nice. Well, that's it. All right, so that's the 20 magnet WRM. I'm gonna take a piece out just so you guys can see. The special edition WRM V9, the 20 magnet WRM V9, and the RS3M V5 are the ones that I've kind of chosen to double up on for mains. But yeah, you can see there's the edge repelling magnet. And that's another thing that, like, people, I feel like they forget to add. It's not just that there's a 20 magnet core in here now, but there's also now edge repelling magnets, which there was never a version of this that had edge repelling magnets. It just had the corner to core magnets. So that's why I'm so excited about these new releases. So you can see the corner magnet on there is pretty small. It doesn't stick out near as far as on the teal ones. On the 20 magnet version, stick out pretty far, and that gives them a more aggressive, snappy corner feel. And this one does have the red ball core, as you can see. And from what I've heard, the YS3M does not have the red core. That's why I point that out. I think it's just going to have a white core, which is just fine. I just think the red looks cool. Successful. Man, that cube is fast. And like, it's those, like when I do the U-turns, the U-primes on the J-perm, it's like, it's so snappy. I mean, when I flick it, that thing goes. Yeah, it's almost a little fast. I have to get used to it, but like they're over rotation big time trying to do an H-perm. Yeah, it's just that's where it still needs a little bit of lube. I think it's just a little, because like I found on the 20 magnet that I already have, it does H-perms all day so perfectly. I just think it's just having the right lube combo in there, because this one is very close. You know, it stops at an M2, which is what it should do, but you can tell it wants to go a little further. And yeah, that just needs a little more adjustment. But and also, like, this hasn't been compressed at all. Everything's on 0, so I'll probably put it to like 2 clicks on the compression. Same with that's what I do on most, just because 0 compression, and I feel like you want somewhere in the middle. That way, if you want to loosen it quickly, even without a screwdriver, you can loosen the compression even with your fingernail usually. I don't know if a lot of people didn't know you could even do that, but you can absolutely adjust your dual compression with your fingernail. You just put it in there and push. But yeah, so I usually like mine on like 2 clicks. So if I need to loosen it slightly, I can do that. If I need to tighten it slightly, I can do that. And again, it doesn't require a screwdriver or any special tool to do so. But yeah, this thing's great. Just a little bit fast and a little bit unset up at this point. So let's space here so we can really get into this, because this is the heart of the video here. This is what I wanted to see. This is one I've definitely not gotten before. I even told myself I wasn't going to order this, and I still did anyways. Well, again, if they could make it fast and a little bit lighter feeling like the WRM does, then it's going to be an amazing cube. I mean, it's going to be amazing regardless. But so here we have, again, very cool box. All that like metallic, iridescent, almost like holographic look. This one, the whole box has it. And I love they do this like hologram in the box. That was the only reason I was bummed that on this side too, let's see what it says. 20 magnet ball core maglev UV coated version. Oh, and it's actually all in English. But yeah, very cool, like all these towers and architecture from China, I'm guessing. Very, very cool. Like I said, I was going to say my GAN 12 box my GAN 12 UI box came kind of smashed, and I was bummed just because it's like that. It's very iridescent and all that, and I was into it. I thought it looked very cool. So as always with our Huameng YS3M, we have the man Yu Shengdu right there, and the designer looking very dapper. So this, okay, it has the YS3M box with the kind of like teal patterning all over it. But when you open it up, it does also have the new Super Weilong or 20 magnet core. I would say this pretty much comes with all 20 magnet core MoYu puzzles at this point. But then again, very nice. It doesn't have the outdated case thing in there anymore, and it just has a cube tutorial and a little instructional pamphlet on that tool. So put that right back in the box. That's our accessory box for the YS3M. Here's the puzzle. So here's our 20 magnet core YS3M. Very excited for this. Can you tell? Ooh, that was tight. All right. So far, looking at it, it looks very much like, oh yeah. Oh, they nailed it. Okay, but yeah, I was really, really falling in love with this cube again, and that's why we got the new one. So let's get into that. So first turns, it already feels like what I was hoping for. It's nice and fast. It has that light. It's let's see how heavy it is, because I know the YS3M was pretty heavy. So the original 83.8, so almost 84 grams. Oh, this is actually heavier. That just shows you how the illusion of how easily it turns, how it changes. Because again, it makes sense. They added a bigger core, more magnets in it, so it would make sense for it to be heavier. But yeah, it actually, because of the technology they've used, it actually feels like a lighter cube because it turns easier. If that makes sense. Like when I flick the layer, it turns much easier than the other one did. And I mean, obviously right now that's because this has lube in it. But as far as I remember, this thing feels much more, has that like autocomplete going for it on a much higher level. Oh, and I can see how even that corner twist happens. It's right when these pieces get separated and my finger goes in there for the J-perm and it ends up twisting that piece. But you can see how like on the YS3 it doesn't want to twist. So you're gonna get less corner twists on this, I would imagine. I mean, that's part of the whole, I believe, the whole like really sharp corner design. But yeah, first impressions of this, very fast out of the box, probably low, yeah, a little too fast. I mean, let's see if we can get a U4 here. Almost. U3.5 again. But yeah, really, really fast. I mean, I've always said when you go to take a pair out and just reinsert it like this, sometimes it's just a little test of see how it feels for me. And like sometimes I'll do it and that will happen. It will do a U2 when I go up. There's even a U3. Oh my gosh. I mean, I just was giving it a little extra second because usually I do it really quick. But you know, once in a while you'll do it and you'll get that. And it'll come all the way around to the other side, and that's how you know you're a little bit quick. At least for me, that's a little bit fast. If my reflexes can't catch the bounce back or the rebound of the cube, then that means it's probably a little bit quick. It sounds pretty clacky, but that's again, it's unlubed and it's moving at the speed of light. So. Oh, it's like this is gonna make the YS3M like a new contender though for like viability as far as people's mains and whatnot. This is gonna reintroduce the YS3M to the people as like a brand new great cube again, because the original was great and people were using it. I think it just got overshadowed by the 10,000 releases that MoYu did, and so I think this is a great thing actually for this cube, because I think people will actually, if they give it a shot, will be pleasantly surprised, and then they might actually end up switching back to the YS3M, which I'm a fan of. I've always liked this cube, and that was why it was almost a bummer when they released it, because I wasn't planning on buying any more cubes, but I had to try it, like I said, and it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. This is another one where a little bit of FC Calm, probably a little bit of Mystic, and then like an Angstrom combo on one edge piece, and it's going to be like a perfect setup. But I think that's it, guys. I've already rambled on for so long. Again, we had our MoYu WRM V9 20 magnet. We had the YS3M 20 magnet. What else do we have here? We had the RS3M V5 Dual Compression with the robot. Beep-bop, beep-bop. And then we had our little 2x2, which is probably going to go towards our giveaways. Hopefully get something out of that. I really wanted to try and give my opinion of these new cubes, but I'm also going to do another like review of these cubes after they've been set up and they've been correctly kind of like really broken in, because I like to tell people how cubes feel out of the box, but I also know that's not how it's going to be used. Like most people, I mean, a lot of people might. I mean, there might be a lot of new cubers, and when they get cubes, they'll use it and just take it out of the box and use it, and they might not even know they need lube. But for most people that are going to spend $50 on a cube or whatever, they're most likely already a cuber, and at that point, you know, I'm assuming that you know you need to lube your cube, And I wanted to point out the WRM V9 Special Edition is great out of the box. It's very user-friendly. You can pretty much cube right out of the box. Like, a few drops of lube and you're on. Where these are going to take a little more tensioning, a little more setup, and that's why I want to do a video where I actually give my opinion of these after they've been truly set up properly. Because again, it's great to know how these are when you open them, but like I said, most people, that's not how they're going to use them. They're going to use them when they've been set up and again, hopefully broken in properly. So I'm going to do a video not only on how to do that, but how the cubes are after that. And again, I will also want to do a video comparing all the WRMs, because there's so many versions. There's like 5 now. So we're going to compare every version of the WRM V9. And then I also have the 2019 Waylong WRM coming, and we'll get to do a review on that as well. And so we're going to have pretty much almost every version or iteration of the Waylong, besides the Super Waylong at this point. That one I'm not going to bite. But I hope you guys had a great day. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. My email is in my description. You can always reach me if you need me. But I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And like my shirt says, kindness is contagious. So spread it, guys. Peace.